All right, friends, well, welcome back as we continue on. This is another edition of the Bulldog Nation Coaches Show. As always, I'm Rob Hipp, and we want to welcome you in today as we get started here in just a few moments with another edition. It's crazy, Coach, to think here we are, and I guess you don't want to say like the preseason, but non-district play is over with. How you doing, Coach? Good to see you, Coach Schaub.
Doing good. How you doing, man?
Good, man. We'll kick it off here with the Cabins and More of Texas pregame show that will also air coming up tomorrow night. Coach, let's go back a little bit. Talk about Huntington. Well-rounded effort. You get on the board early. You talked a lot in the show. Hey, take care of the ball, force turnovers. You guys did just that. A couple of interceptions, fumble recovery in that ball game. Take us back through that game. What was going on, and how happy, how impressed were you with the performance from guys?
Well, yeah, I was really impressed. You know, I was kind of hoping we'd get out front because we really hadn't done that yet this year, and see how the kids responded. And I thought we got better and better as the game went on, and very very pleased with execution.
You know, we talked all season long about scheduling these tougher opponents. Now, Huntington, not downplaying. They've had their struggles this season. They come into that ball game only scoring 6 points in the first game. They were shut out the last two games. So you knew going in that, hey, this is a team that we can probably beat. Take us through that journey of those first, 3 games, though, and the preparation that went in and maybe some things that guys learned to set up that dominant victory versus Huntington.
Yeah, I think adversity, injuries have really gotten us the first 3 games, and, we kind of healed from that, and we still don't have everybody back, but just the resilience of the kids, like I said, our backs were against the wall at certain times, and, they plowed through, and it was nice to get a win going into district.
Good travel down there. The only thing that was missing was the Edney burgers. So I got to ask you,
That was unfortunate. We all missed those very much.
Did y'all stop anywhere, or was it?
We had something delivered. They were smoked burgers, not as good as Kevin's, but they were pretty good.
All right, the smoked burgers. Well, good victory, 40-8. I did want to go down to, like the final half of that fourth quarter. I know you put it in some second team guys. I know the defense was really hoping for that shutout. Yeah. What were some learning moments in those final 6 or 7 minutes?
Oh, my big thing is when something happens like that and you put the guys, the second team guys in, you get frustrated if we don't have 11. I think we did. And, you just want them to get out there and continue executing. And, yes, we do drop a beat a little bit from our starters, but I was glad that those guys got some good quality snaps.
I was thinking about some guys. I don't ever really want to single out, just individual players, but I do want to talk. I guess we will, because I do want to talk about, how these guys are growing and maturing. Specifically looking at a guy like Cade Garrett, who's been behind, battled a little bit of injury, but came back, played very well versus Huntington. I really think, and I was talking to Ed, maybe the most complete game of his career. Can you maybe expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I would think so. Cade, like I said, Cade got injured, I guess, his freshman year and had a collarbone issue, and his sophomore year kind of the same way. And coming out last year really, really helped us out when needed that spot. And this year he's matured. Like Coach Drotty said, he's our offensive coordinator. He's almost like in his second year, and every couple of weeks he's maturing. So, no, he's heading in the right direction. He surprises us all at times. He corrects the other guys, which last year he didn't do that so much because our offense was so new to him. But he's stepped up and he's become a good leader.
I'm talking about Coach Compton. He's over the offensive line, correct? And
correct.
You see a lot of just good protection now with Cade Garrett. Not that it hasn't been there in the past, but it seems like he was able to be very patient in the pocket. Can you highlight a little bit about that offensive line and maybe some things that Coach Compton has helped introduce?
Yeah, Coach Compton is he's very OCD, and that's what makes him a very good offensive lineman. He doesn't miss anything. He's very intentional. And, we showed Cade on film. We had good protection. Kids are kids. Cade sees somebody, he flushes out of the pocket. We showed him on film, look, relax, stay in the pocket, give these guys time. And Cade did that, and I thought the offensive line really, really has been helping Cade mature in that position.
Do you ever give the guys a rating like an A through an F?
Yeah, we actually do.
Am I allowed to ask you what was the rating on this ball game? What would you give it, Coach?
Oh, I think it was probably B+.
B+.
Probably B+. It's the other games weren't B+, so B+ was pretty good.
A+s don't come around often.
Not very
right?
often.
That's
unless you're in Jerry world, then A+s happen.
Well, except right now, our team's not doing too hot in Jerry's world.
Oh, ain't that the truth? Come on, Cowboys, get together.
Well, Coach, one final question as we look back previously to Huntington. What was maybe something you told the guys as y'all wrapped up before you got on the bus and headed out?
We told them, hey, the non-district's over with. records don't mean anything anymore. So everybody's 0-0 on the state. And I told them at 10 o'clock on Friday night, someone will be 1-0. So we're hoping to be the 1-0.
Now we start district play, 12-3A2 getting underway this Friday. Kickoff coming up at 7 o'clock. And against a Warren team that's had their struggles. You know, they go 1-3 as well in non-district play. This is a team that has showed a little bit of promise, though. But give us the preparation. What are you guys kind of focusing on? What are you looking at heading into this matchup?
Well, you know, Warren plays hard. That's always impressed me with Warren. They play well at home. And, you know, there's been years we've been up big on them, and they still play hard. So that's always something. That's something the coaching staff's done well with those guys. But you know, we're going to play hard too. And no matter what happens, we're going to keep the foot on the gas. And Warren's not going to back down no matter what the game is, whether up or down. So no, we just kind of told them that they're hungry too. They've struggled in the years. And I talked to the coach the other day. He believes this is their year. They'll be a playoff spot. So, you know, we can only do
starting these first two, you know, are coming out of non-district play. You're on the road, and now you start district play on the road as you start district play. Does that pose any challenges, you know, back-to-back road games like this as you get underway in district play?
No, you know, not at all. We're so used to traveling. I mean, Trinity's a home game for us, basically. Anderson's a home game for us. So traveling an hour and a half, 2 hours means nothing to us anymore. We're so used to it.
Well, you know, here we go. New season, really kind of scratching the board now. You scratch it, you wipe it clean, you get started. What are some things during practice this week that maybe you guys have emphasized? It seems like y'all took care of a lot of things that you were working on as far as forcing turnovers and those kind of things. Maybe highlight some things you've been working on this week.
You know, we've been working in another running back, kind of getting him some reps because, you know, Dylan Thomas he's been carrying the team for the past several weeks, and his brother's going to see some action back there along with the twins and a couple other guys. But, you know, we're trying to fine-tuning things. We're not reinventing the wheel, but we're kind of putting some wrinkles that's going to help us out. So all we've talked about, same thing, the same goal for tomorrow is no turnovers, positive plays, 0 sacks, and that really, really increases our chances to win.
I know you guys still working, you know, getting over some health and some injury issues. Won't dig into that. Folks want to know who's going to play. Show up to the game on Friday. Then you'll know who's going to play. But I did want to talk about that stable of running backs. You know, you mentioned the twins with Travis Davis the second and the third, and you throw Dylan Thomas into the mix. Other guys getting reps as well. How has that team really came together and matured as we head into district play?
Well, you know, that's interesting you say that because all our running backs, I mean, really, you've got Dylan, Dorian, we've got Mason Bueller, you got the twins, we've got Jackson Hawthorne. That's 6. That's a stable of running backs. And what I've noticed is when the other guys are in, the 5 on the sideline, they're chanting excited. They're excited when they score. So it's an unselfish group, which is super important to have in that position.
Hippo. Is the Hippo coming back anytime? We haven't seen it in a couple of weeks.
I don't know if we're going to do Hippo. If we might do Hippo. We'll see.
If you don't know what that is, go back a couple of shows and you'll know. Coach, just a couple of final thoughts. You know, I always like to have a little bit of fun, too. I was talking with Coach Compton earlier before you came in, and I was asking him, man, how do you guys keep up with the twins? You have Travis Davis the third, Travis Davis the second. He said that you guys suggested that they take 2 and 3 as a jersey numbers, but they didn't want that.
Yeah, I think Travis Davis the third, is he 23? So I see 3, and I know that's it. But practice jerseys, I don't know that. I think Deuce, we call him Deuce. He's a little thicker, so I call him Deuce because he looks a little more swole. So, yeah, Deuce is bigger, and third's a little faster, I think. But Deuce probably wouldn't agree with that.
Well, Coach, looking forward to this matchup versus Warren. Going to be fun to start on the road and get things rocking and rolling. You know, this is going to be a big one on Friday. You want to get that 1-0 early jump, and as the season continues on, a lot of great things happening this year. I did want to ask one final question as we started in district play. Maybe what's one thing so far that you've seen this year that maybe you haven't seen in years past? I know you've been here for quite some time, you know, over a decade now, but has anything really stood out heading into district play?
You know, honestly, with our kids, this group's been different than the other groups. There's times where our back's been against the wall. I have not heard one kid really say anything negative. They know that we're going to take our lumps. And I told them the other day, this is a season of adversity with weather and injuries, and it hasn't affected the team. They still come out to get ready to go to work. So that's as a coach, you can't ask for anything better than that. All
right. Well, Coach, quick and easy day. Ed's not here, so Ed throws the hard ones. I throw the general easy ones for you, Coach. Yeah. So
he's Hannity. Ed is Hannity.
That's right, man. Well, appreciate you. Looking forward to the matchup versus Warren. This will wrap up our Cabins and More of pregame show with Coach Dean Schaub right here on the Bulldog Nation Coaches Show. Coach, appreciate you as always, man. Thank you for all your accessibility. You make my job a lot easier. So
thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment as we continue on. Got a couple of interviews coming your way today. And who's going to be on? Well, I'm going to pick whenever we go to halftime, whenever we take a break. I'm saying halftime. When we take a break, I'm going to figure out who it is. I'm going to see which one wants to be on first, Coach.
I've got an idea.
So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us more as we continue on. This is the Bulldog Nation Coaches Show here on SHN Sports. Stay with us. All right, friends, back at it as we continue on here on the Bulldog Nation Coaches Show. I'm Rob Hibb. Hey, let us know that you're out there, too. A lot of folks joining us across social media platforms here this evening. We want to welcome you back in. Thanks for being with us and hanging out. How about this? Dylan Thomas hanging out with us. What's up, Dylan?
How you doing?
Man, I was telling Mason Bueller, who's going to be joining us a little bit later, too. I said, man, for us, I'm always up high, and I always see you guys in uniform. So it's like I don't know who's who, and then I finally get to sit down here and hang out with you guys.
Yes, sir.
Well, you were a senior on the team, primarily running the ball right now.
Yes, sir.
Won't go into a few. We'll go into a few things, but I wanted to get started, man. Before we talk football, let us know a little bit about you. You know, been here at New Waverly for what I always call a hot minute. Give us the Dylan Thomas story, young man.
So
I'm gonna fix this too. There you go.
Yes, sir. So I'm really from Huntsville, Texas, and I moved to New Waverly when I was like at the end of my 7th grade year. So I really just been here since my 8th grade year. And it's been great. Like, me and my brother, we haven't, you know what I'm saying, like, New Waverly been a great place for us to like, really develop and grow and get our grades right and stuff. The school is very nice. The kids, Baby Bueller, he cool. It's my dog.
Baby Bueller. Is that his nickname?
Yeah, that's what I call him.
Now, Dorian, is he older or younger?
Dorian, 2 minutes older than me.
2 minutes older. So,
Yes,
man, I was trying to figure out which one of y'all was the old. Now, who's the fastest, though?
Dorian.
Dorian,
sure.
Okay. All right. Give him
Sure.
brother credit where it's due, man. Well, it's pretty exciting this year. You know, you guys have the new facility here. We talked about that on the show several times. I'll give you an opportunity to answer. What has been so cool about this facility? How has it helped develop your game?
It really helped because, like, this room that we in right now, this a great film room, like, because we usually just go into school and go in the classroom. But I really like what they did with this film room because it's really nice, big board behind us. We can watch everything, big old weight room. We can move around. We can do a lot more of stuff. And then we got a turf facility. So, like, even if practice can't get canceled now because we got turf, we can just go inside and just do what we got to do.
Yeah, you know it gets so hot here, especially in East Texas with the humidity, and I know Erica does a good job. The UIL requires if there's some bulb breeding with the humidity, y'all got to come in. And so in the past, you were running over to the gym to practice a little bit. You really can't do a whole lot in there, though, right?
Yes, sir. You really can't. And we can do way more than we could in the gym up in here because we could we could wear cleats on there, but they won't. We really just don't. We
This
wear
is y'all's
flats.
crown jewel. You don't want to tear up
Yeah.
that turf with those cleats, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, again, Dylan Thomas joining us here. I wanted to go back and talk a little bit about Huntington. You had a great game, man. Came in. I know you've been having to take a lot of reps. We've also seen the other twins in there as well, man. You know, when we talk about other guys that have been playing with Travia Davis, the second and the third, but you've been in there as well. Hunter Henry's been out, so you've been getting a lot of those reps. Take us through Huntington. Scored a touchdown, active ground game. Guide us through that game.
So my ideal plan up in that game was to really just like get my team in a good position where we could score. And what was really on my mind was if I didn't score, I was gonna let the other running backs at least get a chance to get in the end zone. Like, cause in my perspective, we really needed that win, and I was gonna do whatever it took to get our team that win. For real.
How did it feel? You know, going in, you guys were 0-3, but you played really, really tough teams. We're talking 3A D1, if you will, because you guys are 2. So bigger 3A teams. You go in, you hung pretty tough with Crockett there for a while, but then they kind of broke away. Take us through those first 3 games. What were you battling? What was your mindset? And how did you guys finally overcome that and say, you know what, we're going to take care of this Huntington team?
Our mindset, like the first game, our mindset, we wasn't really there all the way, you know. We was playing a good team, and, you know, I feel like some of the guys, you know, we got a little timid with them, and they kind of just, like, ran over us. And the second game with Orangefield, I feel like our team thought since they had got beat by another good team that we was going to come in, that they was going to come to New Waverly and, like, break down for us. Mm-hmm. But they came in and they brought it to us. And I really applaud Orangefield for that because we really needed that boost. We really needed that L to, like, kind of just, like, think about how we was doing, like, hey, we got to play tougher. Like, you know?
As a player, do you appreciate that? You know, and I know you're not going to ever second guess your coaches, but I will ask you, do you appreciate playing those tougher teams instead of just, you know, going out and picking some team that you guys know that you could just mow down? What is that like? You know, talk about that and just how effective is it? How does it help? Let me word it like this. How does that help you grow as a player?
It really helped me grow as a player because, like, I needed that them tough teams to, like, come and hit me in my mouth. So I know, like, let me be ready, like, to run the ball. Like, I don't need no little taps to where I could just get in the end zone easy. No, I want it to be hard for me to score.
Well, senior on this team now, and you've been playing here quite some time, but, you know, getting a lot more reps now as a senior. Talk about your leadership role. Who's looking up to you, and who are you looking up to?
On the team, like, on defense, I really look up to Mason Bueller, for real.
Is that because he's sitting here right now?
No. Like, I like Baby Bueller, that's my dog. Like, I like how he play tough. He make tackles. He give us strength calls. He help the whole defense out if they need it. It's like he's just a smart player. And Brody Waddle, another one. Brody, just like Mason, he helped the whole team out. Even if he not at your position, he know what you're supposed to do and how to do it. And, like, just, like, stuff like that, like the little stuff, like come help somebody out when they down, like when they miss a tackle, you know. And I feel like we do that good as a group. We bring each other back up when we do down. Like, I feel like we do that great.
40-8 versus Huntington. You go in a very effective ground game, as we've already mentioned. There at the end, you have some second-team guys that don't normally get those snaps or those reps come in, and, you know, Huntington puts 8 up on the board, but still a tremendous victory as you head into district play. What was going through your mind at the end of the ball game? What were some takeaways, maybe some positive things, but then also some things that you feel like maybe you and your team need to work on?
I feel like the defense could do a little better with tackling. Like, I feel like we should wrap up more and, like, kind of, like, just make sure they down, like, dog pile tackles. And the offense, I feel like our offense doing better than how we did the first 2 games of the season. Because, like, I feel like our line has developed great since the first 2 games. And I really feel like our quarterback play is way better. You know, K. Gary, he doing a lot better. You know, and our receivers, they can catch. You know, they running their right routes. Like, I feel like we clicking now, and I feel like we could keep it going.
You know, there's been some new coaches, some shuffling around of coaches, and I know this doesn't really affect the skill position as much, such as a running back, but you have a guy like Coach Compton come in who's done a tremendous job with the offensive line. What are some things that maybe you've seen that have changed with some of these coaching changes and new coaches coming in?
I definitely feel like we had to like adjust to the new coaches that came in, and I feel like the new coaches that have that's came in, like Coach Goodman and Coach Martinez, you know, they're really great coaches. Like I feel like they're good coaches, and they really like know what they be talking about and like really know what they be doing. So I really like applaud them for that.
Which coach do you talk to the most? Obviously, Coach Schaub is the head coach, but is there another coach that you really talk to a little bit more than another coach maybe?
Probably Coach Miller.
Coach Miller. What's something Coach Miller's taught you?
Coach Miller taught me.
And it can be a life lesson. It don't have to just be.
So listen, like last year.
Listen, all right.
Last year I wasn't really like, you know, like in my right head space. I was really a hothead. Like I was getting mad at everything and everybody and everyone everywhere. And you know, Coach Miller really just he gave me a lesson. He was like, "Hey, if you want to play, stop. Like you gotta do better. Like you gotta stop cussing everybody out. You gotta stop doing all that what you doing." And then I really just feel like he made me grow as a person on defense too, cause how hard he work us, like and how he see that we can be better than we can see it in ourselves. So like I really thank Coach Miller for bringing that out of us for real.
Yeah, that's great, man. I love that. I love your transparency too. You know, I think you talk about a leadership. That's a great characteristic of a leadership. It's just being transparent. You know, you went through a journey to where there's some things going on in your head, maybe some words that you've said, some words you didn't mean to say. You get hot. We all get that, man. Even me. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was upset about something. You know.
Yes, sir.
But a sign of a good leader is being transparent about that, and not only that, but learning and growing from it, which it sounds like you have. So
yes,
that's admirable. Well, let's talk a little bit about Warren. What are you working on this week? What's something? Let me word it like this. In order for New Waverly to beat Warren, you have to do what?
I have to run the right plays and keep my composure and really just get my team in the best possible spots to get points on the board.
Now let's change it and say it like this. That's good. New Waverly as a team has to do what to win?
We got to be tough. Like Coach Schaub said, this team not going to back down from us. You know, they play hard. They play physical. We got to be on their level. We got to be physical. We got to play fast. We got to play hard. We got to execute. We got to do all that.
Awesome. Well, it is our friend Dylan Thomas here, senior, primarily running back. I know you play defense too, but we've been talking a lot of offense. You like offense or defense better?
I like defense better.
What's your favorite to do back on the defensive side?
Probably hit somebody.
That's what it's about, right?
Yeah, that's probably my favorite thing to do.
All right, I got a couple of trivia. You ready? You didn't think we were going to do this. I got some trivia for. We were talking earlier, and I was like, man, are you a Vikings fan? Where did this start from? You're a Texas boy, right?
Yes, sir.
So how did you connect to the Minnesota Vikings? I was up in Fargo, man. I was in North Dakota for a while, so that's purple country up there. How did you get connected? You know, down here, purple country's not good because that's SFA, and we got a bunch of orange Bearcats around here, man.
Yes, sir.
So so it's a little bit different. So how did this connection happen?
Really, just from like me watching a running back, Adrian Peterson. Like that's been my favorite running back my whole life. And you know, I like Marshawn Lynch too, but I think AP got one up on him. You know. And that's really my idol at the running back position. That's what really made me want to play running back for real.
Now, your family, though, they're 49er fans.
Yes.
Is there ever any scuffles over that, 49ers and the Vikings?
Yes.
Y'all have a lot of fun with it?
Yes. Like, my dad, he a diehard 49ers fan. And my twin brother, diehard 49ers fan. Doran will not let me he won't let me win when it's, like, if his team beat mine, it's over. He going to talk about it for the whole week.
See, for me growing up, I was a 49ers fan only because Joe Montana was prevalent, Jerry Rice. I mean, those are two of the greatest right there, man. And I think a lot about when you mentioned the Minnesota Vikings, I thought of back in the day, Randy Moss,
yes.
Man, one of the GOATs, right? People always say the GOAT is Brett Favre, man. You know Brett Favre, tough news, man. Did you hear about this? Brett Favre has Parkinson's disease, man.
For real?
Yeah, pretty tough news.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, just tough news. That kind of broke my heart a little bit because he's such a good guy.
He is, and he played for Minnesota too.
Yep.
So like, you know, he did my team some good, some wonders. You know.
I think about there was a game. It was a Monday Night Football game. It was Green Bay and it was Minnesota. Randy Moss played for the Vikings then, but it wasn't his night. It was Antonio Freeman who played for Green Bay. And it was one of the craziest plays. I don't think there's ever been a play like this before. And if you go on YouTube and look this up, if you haven't seen it, when I was talking about it earlier, you said, yeah, I kind of heard about that. So the ball gets thrown to Freeman. Freeman's down on the ground. The ball rolls around on his back. He never puts his knee down. He's technically not down anyways because no one's around him. The ball never touches the ground. It rolls off his back into his hand. He gets up, runs in for a touchdown, and they count him because he was never down. One of the greatest, craziest plays that I've ever seen. And I'm happy to say it was against your Vikings, man. So sorry about that.
Well, that probably was an amazing play, but the Vikings just got to do better with tackling. Really?
And did they lose this? I've been keeping up. They were 2-0 to start the season. They lose?
They 3-0.
3-0? Okay, all right,
we
man.
We beat who did they play? We beat Houston.
Okay. Well, I'm a Cowboys.
And Houston, a great team too.
I'm a Cowboys fan, and we're not good at all again this year. Terrible, man. All right, well, let's dig in. Here's a little Minnesota Vikings trivia. What year did they join the NFL? I'm going to give you 4 choices, okay? You just think about this, all right? 19, and if you don't know, just take your best guess. I've always learned in multiple choice, you go with the first gut guess. Yes. You eliminate first, and you go with the guess. All right, 1955, 1961, 1966, or 1970. Year that Minnesota joined the NFL.
1955.
Close. It was 1961.
Dang.
0 for 1. All right.
I'm probably going to
You may not – I don't think you're going to know this one, all right? You ready? Who is the all-time leading rusher for the Minnesota Vikings?
Adrian Peterson.
Is it Robert Smith, Chuck Foreman, Adrian Peterson, or Dalvin Cook?
AP?
AP is it. You got it. So there you go, man. You've cleaned up. You're back in it. All right. Which of these – just one more question, by the way. I'll just do 3 questions. Which of these players was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a member of the Vikings? Was it Chris Carter, Randy Moss, John Randall, or all the above?
Ooh, I want to say all of the above.
All the above is the answer. Look at that. 2 for 3, man. That's a passing grade. So
because I know Randy Moss got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I know Chris Carter did too. So I just went with my gut and picked all of the above.
I told you, right? 2 for 3. That's all you got to do. You just got to go 2 for 3 to pass. So you passed, man. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, camera's right there on you. Let's start. I got 2 questions. 2 final questions for you. First question is, who do you want to send a shout out to tonight?
I want to shout out to my mom and my brother. Doran, you doing an amazing job. You getting your hands up. I'm really proud of you. And my mom, I love you, mama.
I love that, man. You and your brother have just a great bond, right? A great relationship. Do y'all push each other to do better? I mean, what are some of the conversations y'all have?
Like, if I'm having a bad game, he'll come up to me and he'll kind of slap my helmet. Like, come on, lock in. Like, I kind of take that to my heart because I really know he care about me. Just like with him, I would tell him if he having a hard time, if he miss a play, I just be like, hey, you got it. Just come on, we just got to work. You know. Where
do you want to? You're a senior. What do you want to do? You still got a few months here at New Waverly, but what do you want to do? Where do you want to go to school? What do you want to study? What's going through your mind on that?
Really, I haven't really just been thinking about that, but I've really I've thought about it a little bit though. Like, I want to play football, but I don't know what college I'm willing to go to. I
know a lot of dudes that when I was broadcasting Huntsville, several years ago, played over at Blinn, had a lot of success over there, man.
Yes,
and there's
sir.
nothing, and that's the thing I want to encourage you. And you know this, man. So many young people they want to be at that Division I FBS level, but man, you can have a lot of success and really build up a great playing career in college, playing for NAIA or JUCO.
Yes, sir. And with you saying that, it really don't matter to me where I would go to play. To be honest, I'm just willing to play and put in the work and to just be better.
Awesome. Well, it's going to take you far. That attitude, man, is going to take you far, young man.
Yes, sir.
All right, last question. I told you I lied to you. I said I had 2 and I had 5, right? All right, camera's right there again. 10 years from now, you fast forward, you find this on YouTube. What do you say to your future self right now?
Oh, you look good. You look good in that camera. Look how young you look. Yeah.
Man, you laid off those burgers.
Yes.
That McDonald's finally caught up to you now, though.
Sir.
No, don't do that, man. All right, well, there he is, Dylan Thomas. Great to have you on, young man. We'll be cheering for you guys coming up tomorrow night as Warren kickoff 7 o'clock, I believe. So we're going to go live at 6:30 with pregame. and we'll have it live from Warren at 7. Hey, before we go, can you give me a Bulldog bark on a guy? Oh, man, that was do that again. Hold up. All right, there it is. The Mason's over here like, man, what's up with this?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
He's nervous because I'm going to ask him to do that too. So now he's thinking about what his bark is going to sound like. So, all right,
Yes,
there
sir.
he is, DT. Is that your nickname, DT?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is it really?
I mean, a little bit. Like when Dylan Schaub was still going to school, it was 2 Dylans.
Okay.
So they was like kind of mixing it up. So what they did was, since my first and last name, my name Dylan Thomas, DT, and then they would just call Dylan DS or Dylan Schaub.
I'm going to go DT1, DT Uno on
Yes,
the run,
sir.
man. All right.
And
Well,
you know what I call Dory?
what is that?
DT5.
DT5. We got DT1 and DT5.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to take a break. Mason Bueller eagerly awaiting. He's been working on his bark after he heard Dylan here. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Just a little bit of musical play, and we will be right back. Stay with us. More to come as we continue here on the Bulldog Nation Coaches Show. Don't go anywhere, friends. We'll be right back. All right, friends, welcome back at it. We like to keep that music going, build up a little anticipation, maybe a little anxiety.
Yeah.
Not for Mason, for me, though. We are now joined by none other than the Mason Bueller. There's no other Mason Bueller on the team.
Nope, just
There's no
me.
other Mason Bueller that's played for New Waverly.
No, only one. No
only
Bueller.
Only one. Mason Bueller, primarily defense. I know DT was talking a little offense a little bit ago, but primarily on the defensive side of things. If you need to come in and run a little bit, you'll do that, right?
Hey, I will.
But primarily a strong safety here on this team. Mason, I said something a while ago, and I just had to say it. And I know some people may get annoyed, like if it was a thing that they had their whole life, but you kind of take it and run with it.
Yeah.
What is it? What was I about to do?
Bueller.
Bueller. And your teachers do that too?
Yeah, they do it all the time.
So I like Mason Bueller. It should be Mason Bueller's Day Off. If you did you watch the movie?
Yeah,
Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
multiple times.
Do you have enough in with the teachers where you could just take the day off and everything would be all right?
Oh, no.
You don't have that in yet?
Maybe a few teachers, but not all of them.
Don't try it, by the way,
Yeah.
all right? Well, Mason, I wanted to go back. I always enjoy having you guys. You're really the leader on this defensive squad. I mean, think about it. And Ed had sent me some information to make sure that I kind of highlight and talk about as well. But you talk about tackling and just, going in and playing solid defense, kind of leading the swarm of tacklers on your team. Can you expand on that a little bit, just that leadership role and how you guys are out there just swarming, man?
I call myself the leader of the defense just because I know everybody's job. I can tell the D-line what their job is if they don't know. I call the strength. I
I just make sure everybody does their job while doing my job.
Defense and playing and tackling, not an easy chore.
No, it's not.
One
Open field
thing,
tackling is the hardest thing in football.
yeah, it is, man. And one thing that we noticed over the last few weeks is just you guys have really started focusing on wrapping up more. I know the first few games, that was an area that you guys struggled a little bit. Can you kind of guide us through that and really what's starting to help and really those fundamentals of tackling, wrapping up? Can you walk us through that and talk about it?
We've been working more in practice of wrapping and squeezing, shooting your arms, and making sure they go to the ground.
And it's it's not easy. It's not easy, right?
No, it's not.
Are you out there with the dummies or is it better with the guys?
Oh, we do both. We do it all.
Well, it's cool to see the progress now from week 1 heading in now to week 5 as you get started with the regular season. One thing that Coach has brought up, and Ed's talked about it a lot, is the word violent. I've never heard of a team talk about that. Can you tell us about that? And just whenever we hear the word violent, talking about being violent on defense.
We say it every time we get in a huddle before defense goes out for their drive. We say it every time we break out on violence. If you're violent, then you don't have to worry about if you're doing your job to perfection. Because if you're violent, you have 11 hats around the ball. He's going to get down.
What were some highlights? I know that you're a very humble young man, but maybe some highlights versus Huntington for you personally.
Huntington against me. There was a few times where it was 4th down. I know one specifically, it was 4th down. They had like 2 yards to go. Quarterback rolls out, and I tackle him. I drive him backwards. That way they don't get the first down.
One thing that I really enjoyed about this Huntington game, too, is the turnovers. There was a heavy emphasis heading into this game, and Coach was talking about we just have to get out there and force turnovers. You guys did that. 3 that I know of. There may have been more. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know a couple of interceptions, a fumble recovery as well. Maybe mention a little bit about that and just forcing those turnovers in that ball game.
Everybody was doing their job. Like I said, D-line was putting pressure on the quarterback. We had DBs where they needed to be. Quarterback just threw it out to them pretty much.
One thing that Ed noticed, too, and he sent me this, he says Mason has personally been excellent in coverage or attacking once the ball crosses the line of scrimmage. What's going through your mind as soon as the offense snaps the ball, you're on the defensive side? Walk us through a play. Actually take us before the play and then after the snap.
I'll call the strength. I'll look around, see where all the receivers are at, where the running back's at. I'll see sometimes the quarterback will look at the receiver he's going to throw to. It's high school football, so they do that a lot. I'll see like where the quarterback's eyes are, trying to figure out what he's thinking, and then I'll read if it's pass or run. Then I'll go just do my job. I'll bump up the receiver, knock him off his route, and just do my job.
What are you doing? What are you telling the guys out there? I know you just mentioned, of course, calling out what you're seeing, but what are some things that you're doing to motivate the guys on the field as a senior and a leader on this defense?
If they make a bad play, I'll go up to them, tell them, hey, it's all right. Pick your head up. Next play. You got to have a next play mentality.
For you, New Waverly, how long have you been here?
I've been here since 4th grade.
So it's a good journey for you.
Yeah,
I mean, you've really put on the maroon and wore it really well. When you suit up on game day and you put on that New Waverly logo, and I love the NW with the state of Texas on it. This year, you guys sporting, some new. I know this isn't the game day jersey though.
We wear this for aways.
The home ones, aren't y'all using a different brand though?
We'll use Nike.
Y'all are using Nike at home, and so on the road using the Adidas jerseys.
Yeah.
When you put that uniform on, what is it? How does it make you feel? What does it mean to you to be a New Waverly Bulldog?
And I wear this Bulldogs with pride. I've been here since 4th grade. I've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into football. One
thing that I asked Dylan earlier, this facility now, and I look to my left. Folks can't see it on the camera, but so many awesome opportunities to just work out with some really world-class equipment. I mean, I've seen college programs that don't even have this type of equipment. How has that helped to improve your game? And it's coaches are out here. They'll make sure everybody gets their reps, don't skip. And we have a lot of seniors mixed around throughout the weights, so they hold everybody accountable and just putting the work in. I want to bounce back to this non-district play that you guys had now, 4 games in through non-district. As coaches, I'll ask you, how would you rate your overall team, including you, how would you rate your team on a scale of A to F? I would probably go B. Because we can do better. There's a few mistakes we've made. You head in to a Warren team that their record also 1-3. They've had their struggles. I feel like this is a game that you guys can go out, get on there early, score early, really set the tone of the ball game. I'll ask you the same question that I asked Dylan Thomas. We'll start with you personally. I have to do what in order to be victorious versus Warren?
Communicate. I have to communicate. If I communicate, everybody on defense knows their job.
Expand on that a little bit more. What do you need to tell the guys?
I need to tell them strength. I need to tell them what formation we need to be in, and I need to tell them like coverages, all that. I look around, make sure everybody's standing in the right spot. Just playing 1 yard off the ball, it can affect the play.
Well, that's part of your leadership role, which you've really taken personally and done an excellent job with it, young man. Now we'll put your team on the hot seat. As a team, the Bulldogs have to do what in order to be successful?
We just have to hit hard. I think playing violent, like we said earlier, playing violent, hitting hard, it makes somebody not want to play. Like we hit them in their mouth, they're gonna want to back down.
Who has been your inspiration, growing up? And you said you've been in this community now since 4th grade, but who was really your inspiration? Where did the love of football start?
I started ever since I could stand and run. I played flag football, then right when I was able to, I forgot how old I was, but I played tackle football, and I think the love of football it started, I guess, I don't remember.
It's
the
been
exact.
It's been that long.
It's been that long ago. I just know I've always fell in love with it, and as the years have kept going, I just keep loving it more.
We, look ahead, college right around the corner. I know you guys still have a few months of football and a few months of school remaining, more than a few months. Where do you want to be? What are you studying? Where do you see yourself?
I want to go to SAM and get a criminal justice degree. I want to try to do criminal investigations and stuff.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
I think that's real admirable. This area is known for that, obviously, with Sam Houston. In fact, Sam Houston is one of the premier universities in the world. I'm not just talking right here in East Texas, obviously, or in the state. It's one of the top. If you rank 5 colleges, they're right up there in the top 5 in the world for criminal justice.
Yeah, they're good.
I know a young man who just moved from Lebanon, who is probably your age, goes to Huntsville, moved from Lebanon to pursue a degree in criminal justice.
Really?
That's where he wants to be when he graduates from Huntsville High School. So it's cool to have that, here in our community. Well, a couple of final questions here. You ready for a little trivia?
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not
ready.
the Ed Watto hard kind of trivia. Ed's got some good trivia. I'm learning Ed, by the way. He's watching, and he wants to tell you hello. He's at the airport in Minneapolis right now.
A long ways away.
I got a little bit of trivia for you, though. Now, you told me you really keep up with the Bearcats. I mean, that's kind of your go-to number 1 team, right?
Yeah, I've gone to every single home game they've had so far. I'm going to travel to NRG this week, too.
Sweet, man. I used to call those games back in the day. So yeah, a long time ago, man. It was a lot of fun. That's going to be a good one versus Texas State. What are you looking forward to? And I guess it's like a rivalry that's renewed. They used to be in the same conference a long time ago. What are you looking forward to in that game?
I like the way Sam is throwing the ball a lot this year. They're playing a lot better.
You think this is their second year FBS, first year bowl eligible?
Yeah,
it seems like they're gonna get a bowl game if they keep this up.
Yeah, I hope so. I might travel to it.
All right. Well, let's switch gears because outside of Sam, there's another team. They wear that orange. It's not the same. It's not that electric orange, but it's another color of orange that you're a fan of. What team is that?
UT.
UT. How long have you been following them?
Probably not long, a few years, just because my friend, he's a UT fan, so I just watch the games with him.
All right. This will be good trivia then, all right? You just got to get 2 out of 3 to have a passing grade.
All right.
If not, we're going to put you in the trivia wall of shame that we're building here in this room, all right?
Really.
All right. What is the official mascot of Texas? Is it Bruiser, Ralphie, Bevo, or Smokey?
Bevo.
All right. Let's see. I kept them a little bit easier this time. This is way too easy, man. In which city is the main campus? Now, this could be a trick question. In which city is the main campus of the University of Texas located? All right. The main campus, is it Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, or Austin?
Austin.
Okay, I was trying to throw you off.
Yeah. I could feel you trying to throw me off, but it didn't work.
See, because you know how to read, right? Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do on defense.
Yeah.
All right, final question. Which University of Texas football coach led the team to its first national championship in 1963? Was it Mack Brown, Darrell Royal, Fred Akers, or Tom Herman?
I don't know. I guess C.
C. Fred Akers?
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad you got one wrong. It was Darrell Royal
Yeah.
because you think of
Yeah,
DKR.
that one was a long time ago. I didn't know that
DKR
one.
Stadium. So, all right, 2 of 3, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You're not going to go on the trivia wall of shame.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't want to be there.
So you've made it through, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, camera's right here on you. Similar questions I asked Dylan a little bit earlier. Who do you want to send a shout out to this evening?
My mom, my dad, my 3 brothers. I say 3 brothers. I really only have 2, but Blaine, Bryson, and Austin. He doesn't go here, but him.
They older or younger? Older brothers, younger brothers?
I got one older, one younger, and then my third one. He's really just my best friend. He's older than me.
So do the younger one, does he look up to you? Does he want to play football?
No, he's not. He's a rodeo guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. It was funny. I go into in Huntsville's obviously where I live, but I do adopt. That's why I'm wearing this today. We have an adopt a school program through our church, and so I go into Samuel Walker Houston Elementary, and you would be surprised at how many young children. I never thought about this. They need help in the cafeteria opening food items. So we go in and open the milk and, open the chips and the crackers, the cookie. I get real hungry. I always joke around saying, y'all bringing me something next time? So I go every Thursday. Well, I had said something to one of the little ones, like a first grader, and they were joking around with me. And I said, well, this ain't my first rodeo. And she looks at me and she goes, you're a cowboy? And I said, no, I'm not a cowboy.
Yeah. Well, that's good work. That was actually my first school.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool, man. Well, all right, final question. 10 years from now, you stumble on YouTube, you find this video. What do you tell your future self?
Keep working. Work for what you want. Work hard.
All right, man. Where are you going to eat after the game? Are you looking forward to the Edney burgers?
Oh, I love the bean burgers. Yeah, no, they're good.
All right, that's what I'm looking forward
Especially after a game. I could eat probably like 3 of them.
to. All right, Kevin, Edney burgers. We missed them last week.
Oh, we missed them last
What
week.
did y'all have? What did y'all have though? Some smoky burger?
It was like smoked burger. I don't know, but it wasn't as good as any burger.
Did y'all stop somewhere? Or did y'all had them delivered like
We
there
had
to the
them
stadium?
Delivered, yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, man. Edney, we need those burgers
We
back.
need the burgers.
All right. Well, friends, this will wrap it up. Ed is on the road in Minneapolis. That's why he's not here, but we'll be back on the call tomorrow night, so make sure you tune in and join us. And we're looking forward to this matchup. Been a fun one, Mason. I appreciate you being with us here, and thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
I will not have a closing segment, so we'll wrap it up with this, and be sure to tune in tomorrow. We will be right back here on SHN. By the way, you may be watching this Coach's Show on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on Twitter or on Instagram. We're all over the place, but the games are only broadcast on our YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe to youtube.com/SHN Sports. Again, it's youtube.com/SHN Sports. A lot of times people will post these links. If you see a link to any other live stream besides SHN, it is not the live stream for this broadcast. Be careful because there's people out there that spam you on that, and you don't want to pick up any virus or pay money to something that isn't legitimate. That'll wrap it up, though. I'm Rob Pipp, and as I end every single broadcast, reminding you tonight, friends, that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. We'll see you back at it tomorrow live on YouTube. It is New Waverly versus Warren Warriors.
You want me to say? I wasn't ready for it.
Versus Warren Warriors. That'll wrap it up. We'll see you next time. Mason, thanks again for being here, man.
Thank you.